Hello, humans of the earth, and thank you for joining us on this wonderful day. My name is Heidi,
And my name is Dana.
and this is Fun Times with Dana and Heidi.
For today's tweet of the week, we have at OC Yeah, and she says, they put you to sleep during surgery because the government doesn't want you to know that you're actually a cake. And I don't know, I feel like the latter half of our listeners will understand this. The youngins, the youths will understand this just because, this isn't like a meme right now. It happened like a month ago, 2 months ago, where people would make like cake, like a real cake, but like it resembled real life objects, just a lot of
Yeah,
different things like that. So there became a meme that everything was made out of cake. And so I remember this one YouTube video that I watched specifically, and it was just like this guy um trying to figure out if everything was made of cake. And so he got to an atom and he split the atom and it was just cake. And he split the atom and it was just cake. And so I thought that was really funny. So I don't know.
yeah. The origin is really funny because it came out from really, really professional and experienced cake makers, and they made things seem so real that people even wondered if things were really the things, the cake or the object. It was so funny. So
Yes.
yes, we are cake.
Reality is cake. The smallest particles in the world are cake. And we might be
Mm-hmm.
cake too. Who
If you don't
knows?
know what we're talking about, please Google it because it's very funny.
Yes, please Google it. Do a little Google investigation. So Heidi is going please Google it. Do a little Google investigation. So
Mhm.
Heidi is going to talk about something very exciting and very cute today. So Heidi, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, so for our first news story, we have footage captures the moment a skydiver leaps from plane sitting in an inflatable water raft. About, but you see this picture, and I was very confused when I first saw it because something was off. You see a water raft in the middle of the clouds, like 3,500 feet up high in the air, with an ecstatic woman in the middle who is having the time of her life with a huge smile on her face. And it's so funny, like Dana, thoughts on the photo?
Yeah, it's basically like so you can visualize it. It's like if you were on like an inflatable water raft on a lake, but instead of water, it's just clouds. And I don't know if she was falling. I don't know how that works scientifically. You know what? It's cute and I like it and I'm happy for her because she looks very happy in the photo. She's just chilling in the clouds on her inflatable water raft with her cowgirl boots.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And the reason why she took this risk was because she's not a novice when it came to skydiving. So she decided to try something new, and new she did. Robin Moore, an ER physician, said, "This was a thrilling jump, as I chose to do it cowgirl style. A fun rodeo ride." And so she's there with her cowgirl boots with a very wide smile and her two companions holding her down next to her. It's so funny. And yes, they did a 3,500-foot drop. And it wasn't just her who took like something like another path. It wasn't just her who took that path. Her friends rode in other inflatables, like an inflatable horse and cow. So you can imagine the scene an ant or a human would have from 3,500 feet down below, looking up in the air and seeing a person riding an inflatable cow and horse going downwards.
Yes, it's the magical farm of the cowgirl, the house, no, not the house, the horse, and the cow. And so the little ants are just staring up in the sky, like what are those strange specks that are coming down? And they just ascend, and then they start freaking out because of these very intimidating inflatable horses. So we love that. It's
Seems fun.
yeah,
I could never.
it seems fun, but like also very scary and I don't know. Like I can barely do like they're kind of roller coasters like the ones that are like if you go to, I don't know, like Six Flags, and it's like a big tower up you, and you
Tower
just
of
like keep
Terror.
going. Yeah. It like, yeah, like Tower of Terror, kind of like that. But this is 13,500 feet, and it's just continuous. That's scary. But, she's having a good time, so we love that for her. Moving on to our next news story, we have love that for her. Moving on to our next news story, we have a drive-through haunted house in Japan. And I kid you not, I literally had this idea when I was in middle school. I was like, what if there was haunted house, but drive-through? What if there was
You're
a
ahead of
haunted
your
house?
time.
I know. I was thinking ahead of no, my
Mhm.
ideas were just so advanced, And so in middle school, in seventh grade, I had the mind of a mastermind. I'm joking, but you know what I mean. So, an event production company in Japan called the Scary Squad has created a new way for haunted houses to continue during the normal haunted house. It's hard to regulate contact because, it's a small space and people are clustered up. Like the actual people that are doing the scary things, like they have to keep their distance. So, it's kind of like weird. So, it's hard to regulate all of those like safety precautions while also having a neatly organized and like just a good haunted house. So the head of this company in Japan saw that drive-in movie theaters were making a comeback because you're just in your little car bubble. So he decided to do something similar for his haunted house. So you basically go in and it's all dark, and then there's like blood splashing on the windows, and then there's like people dressed as like zombies, and they're scratching at the doors, and they're like rocking your car.
That's
But
scary.
that is scary. But there is a good thing, because at the very end, after being through all of that, terror and fright, you get a free car wash. They're gonna wash your car. I
Oh
think that's
wait, what? I love that for compensation for
Yes,
a
for
heart attack.
compensation for a heart attack, you get a free car wash, They're giving you your money's worth. So, yeah. And I think that it said somewhere in like the original article that if you pay an extra $9, you can have like an extra bloody experience. I'm not sure who would want that, but
Extra bloody experience.
yeah,
Cool.
I don't know what the process is. I don't know what the process is behind that, but there's some people that really just want to take it to the extreme, and so that's going to cost you extra. But you know what? It's good. There's no contact. It's in October, spooky season, Halloween, and
Next week. I mean, no. This or listen to us early, as you should. As you should.
as you
I
should.
I love how drive-throughs are making a comeback because drive-throughs, I think, first started off with food because food is priority. Then it became like drive-through movie theaters, and I thought that was pretty cool, and like how they play like the audio through your
Yeah.
and now haunted house. People are innovative because our
Yes.
mayor banned trick or treating, and no hate to the mayor because if he
He's
didn't
the
ban
mayor.
it,
Yeah. It
yeah,
would be
our the
crazy.
Corona, it would be really bad. Yeah, so I don't blame him. But this is the first year Halloween lands on a Saturday on daylight savings, opposite of daylight savings time.
The opposite?
Because there's one where you save an hour and there's one where you lose an hour.
I
Anyways,
have no
you
idea.
gain an
Daylight
hour.
losing time? I don't know. I don't know.
Daylight,
Losing
okay,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but I think I know what you mean. But I think I know what you mean. But yeah,
yeah,
Halloween is gonna be really different this year. But
yeah, and this year we would have gained an hour, so an extra hour to party. Anyways, extra hour to go to the car wash, right?
yeah, an extra hour to book your ticket to Japan and go get an extra bloody car wash. Sorry, an extra bloody haunted house experience, and then get a
I
car wash at
totally
the end.
want to do this. I totally want to do
Yes,
this.
and
I
then you
think
can
it'd be
come
fun.
back home and you can be satisfied with your Halloween experience. But if you are unable to book a plane ticket to Japan, you can just, stay home, have a little movie marathon. I don't know, scary games, tell horror stories. I don't know. We can do this and we can be creative like that, just like this man. So we love that. Now we're going to move on to our next segment, which is Science Talks with me, Dana. an 8-year-old Canadian boy, to be specific, cured thanks to gene replacement therapy. And for those of you who don't know, I'm like obsessed with CRISPR-Cas9 technology. And so it's basically gene editing where you're able to just target a specific gene in the body that's causing like a sort of disease or mutation. And just, it's kind of like, molecular, and just, it's kind of like, molecular scissors. You can just go snip snip and just take out what you don't want, put in what you do want. It allows researchers to modify the gene in order to, make things good and make things, make people better, in their bodies. Whether that better, in their bodies, whether that be, from a disease or, any type of disease really. So Sam used to suffer from a disease called retinitis pigmentosa, a progressive form of blindness that causes you to lose the perception of light. So your visual field as you get older, you get progressively worse over time. And before gene replacement therapy, there was no cure to this. So Sam's sight was extremely limited, especially at night. He couldn't see things like the stars or airplanes in the sky or even his own shoes. But now, thanks to gene replacement therapy, the lives of hundreds of people like Sam can be transformed. So the way that this works is that they modify the gene that causes the disease to make it a healthy, not problematic version, and then an inactive virus is injected directly into the retinas, which sounds scary, but I'm sure it's also like extensive surgery. So they inject the inactive virus into your eye, into your retina, and then the healthy gene enables cells to make a protein that converts light into electrical signals, which improves vision and prevents progression of the disease. So now Sam can see now, and so that the disease, what they did with the gene replacement therapy. So now Sam has great vision and he can see in the dark. He can dress himself, all on his own because he can see, obviously, what he's doing, and he can also see the stars. So I thought that was really cute.
How nice it would be to see what you're doing. And I first heard of CRISPR maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. And I saw it in a very negative light. Like, I didn't see it negatively, but someone else perceived it very negatively because it started off in China and this couple wanted their kid to have some sort of cosmetic look. I'm not sure wanted their kid to have some sort of cosmetic look. I'm not sure exactly what they did, but I remember so many people being angry because it opened the doors to modifications of any sort. But CRISPR can be used so many better ways. It
Hmm.
just depends how you use it. Like retinitis pigmentosa. Wow, my vocabulary. And like HIV, like since a lot of things are inherited because we don't come out of nowhere, obviously.
Hmm.
So I think that CRISPR can really be used in a positive way because there are a lot of things that are uncared because they're not explored things that are uncared because they're not explored enough. And yeah, so yes, this would totally help.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I think that some people give CRISPR a bad rep, but that's mainly like I think with sufficient regulations, CRISPR has like a lot of potential uses in order to like diseases like cancer and diabetes, HIV, like you mentioned. A lot of these diseases, can be eradicated with like this really it's actually kind of simple to use, like this technology. And so as long as we get it, with the right people and have it used for the right things, then it can make a world of difference. And I think that the researcher who created CRISPR, Dr. Jennifer Doudna, she got the Nobel Prize along with their partner
As you
from France.
should.
And she should. We love women in STEM, breaking barriers, and being iconic. So, yeah, that was my news story. And now Heidi is going to give us a very passionate news story. And now Heidi is going to give us a very passionate review on a popular video game that we all know and love. So, Heidi, would you like to discuss more?
Yes, and the game for Heidi reviews that I'm going to review on is Among Us. Among Us. History game app for people of all ages to play with friends or strangers. And I've literally seen from like 5-year-olds to AOC, the queen herself.
Yes,
What?
I saw AOC.
Heck
AOC.
yes.
Yeah, AOC did a live stream, an Among Us live stream. She's with it. She's with the time. She's with the kid.
To promote. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. She did it to promote voting. And speaking of
Yes.
voting, if you're of age, please vote.
Yes,
Please,
please
please, please
vote.
vote for your leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of who you vote, please vote because
Just
that is
vote.
your voice and your right, your privilege.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And for theater geeks, it's like that winking game. Secretly murder someone if you wink at them and you need to figure out who's the murderer. Well, in Among Us, it's all virtual, so no need to see people and risk yourself for a corona. And for normal people in the game, normal characters in the game, there we go. You get assigned tasks and you need to complete them. Assigned tasks and you need to complete them. And the side tasks are like what, Dana? Like filling up a gas tank, throwing out the trash,
Yeah,
fixing
yeah, things
wires.
like that. Like taking files from one place to another, fixing the electricity, the lights, stuff like that. Like and swiping cards, ordering things from vending machines. It's really, really like stuff like that, and it's within the game. Like you're not actually like doing these things, but like it's all within the game, and so you do those tasks, and yeah, it's like your job as crewmate, and so if all of the crewmates do all of their tasks, then they win the game. Mates do all of their tasks, then they win the game.
Mm-hmm. And out of all the characters in the game, up to one, I think from 1 to 3 players, they are the imposter. It depends on the host who has full control of everything that's happening in the game. Their goal is to kill fake tasks. So
Mm-hmm.
the imposter gets a fake task, and there's no distinguishing factor between an imposter and a normal player in the game. The only thing that's different is like vents and special abilities that the imposter have. And the imposter is able to imposter, so it's a lot of accusations, a lot of ruined friendships, and a lot of fun.
A lot of ruined friendships and a lot of fun. I think that summarizes the game itself. It's kind of like a continuous like murder mystery where like the murderer just keeps like killing a bunch of people instead of just like one person, and then you're trying to figure out, it's just like continuous, still trying to figure it out. And so if they kick the right person out, then the crewmates win, and if they don't, with not enough time, then the imposter wins. And so it's a very fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Swept America off its feet, and we love it. It's off its feet, and we love it. It's fun and
Yeah,
it's great. And there's probably going to be a lot of Among Us costumes like for Halloween, like if people
yeah,
actually do
because
something.
because the Among Us is a murder game, right? But the characters are actually the opposite of murderers. Like it's not like they're really cute characters.
I know,
They're
they're
like
like
they're
little
like
little
little.
monitos. They look like astronauts kind of.
Yeah, and they're so cute. Like it doesn't make me scared because I hate playing scary games. And it's super fun. I play with friends, classmates, and strangers. So you don't need to have friends to play, which is wonderful for those of you antisocial people. Wonderful for those of you antisocial people. I
Yes.
highly recommend you to download this game after they fix the bugs that have resulted from hacking the past few days. So just give it a little minute and then download and
And
play.
then it'll be fine.
And then you'll be fine, yeah.
Yes, so that is a 10 out of 10. And now we're going to play a quick game of Never Have I Ever. So the first question says, Never have I ever gotten stitches. And I when I okay, I don't remember this, but my mom says that this happened, that I
Oh.
got stitches, like I think, like I don't remember, like somewhere on my face or my head, something like in the head area. I got
Oh
stitches there.
my. Oh
But
my.
yeah,
How?
I got stitches. I don't know. I don't know. I was injured. I probably fell
OMG.
down. I really don't remember anything about it. But yeah, I think I fell down because I was running around and then I just like fell. I hit my head and then I
Oh,
fell.
when
Poor.
too hard.
I know
That's
I was on X Games mode too hard. I was little, and so I got stitches. It wasn't a big deal. I didn't know what was going on. They were just like, "You have to go here," and I was like, "All right." That's probably why I don't remember that much. But yes, I have gotten stitches.
wow. I'm surprised. I did not know. I've never gotten stitches and I hope I never have to cuz mm, 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 scary. Next never have I ever question is Never have I ever really liked a song by Justin Bieber. I
I
have,
I
but I never
don't
went through a crazy phase.
no, I don't like all of Justin Bieber's songs to me before like the fans start like bashing me. To me like I don't like his songs. Like I can't tell the difference between them. Like I've never like called myself like a Justin Bieber fan. He is just there, you
People are
know?
gonna come at you.
I'm
I like how you said
sorry.
find a nice way. Find a
I'm
nice way of saying,
sorry.
I don't like this person.
I'm sorry.
Honestly, it's okay, don't worry. Honestly, I'm not very up to date as to what is going on in his life. This is like maybe 2012 when his career was really high and everyone was talking about him. Everyone.
Yes, and now it has, got off the quieter
Subsided.
end. Yeah, sorry to the believers, but I don't know. He's just kind of
Yeah,
there.
Dana's an anti-believer.
I'm not an anti-believer. I'm just like I just don't lean towards him. It's just,
No
it's just
comment.
vibing. No comment, exactly. Okay. Next question. Never have I ever grabbed the wrong person's hand. Okay, Heidi, you were the one. You were the one who selected these questions. I have never grabbed a wrong person's hand. Have you ever grabbed the wrong person's hand? Wrong person's hand. Have you ever grabbed the wrong person's hand?
Oh my gosh. Not that I can remember, but I know for sure that I've grabbed someone else's shopping cart before. Or opened the wrong car.
Open the wrong car. That's funny. Yeah, I don't think like yeah, I don't think I have. I haven't done that.
I can
Embarrassing.
I can see Dana when she's reading the question, her tone of voice is very like, what in the world did Heidi choose? Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Moving on. We have never have I ever pressed send and then immediately regret it. By send we mean through text messages or emails or whatever, anything telecommunication.
Emails, telecommunication, anything that applies to that. I haven't because think of all the
Really?
different I always think of all the different possibilities can happen that, they're there. And so I'm like, no, I'm just not going to send this. And then, it just leaves in my mind and then it just dissolves after a couple of minutes along with the rest of the stuff going on in my noggin. So what do you,
And you're noggin.
yes.
Wow. I have pressed send and regretted it multiple I have pressed send and regretted it multiple times, which you're probably like, then you should learn, right, Heidi? Like you should learn. No, I don't learn. Like I don't know. The adrenaline just keeps rushing in me, and sometimes like it's like word vomit and idea vomit in my head that I just my hands and my fingers and basically from mind to phone. There's not that much
From mind
time.
to phone. Yes.
There's not that much time. Like so, I just press send and then I look back at the message I have just sent because I don't proofread when I text or in essays actually. But if my teachers are watching this, of course. But if my teachers are watching this, of course I proofread.
Yes, we love being grammatically correct. I love English
Mhm.
so much.
Yeah, and like you see, like I have so many typos whenever I press send and whenever I'm sending messages, like I have so many typos and I'm like, what in the world did I just say?
Yes, I understand how you feel. And I think I have witnessed that like maybe one or two times, but I feel like I have. But I don't remember what specifically, but the vibe is there. So thank you for sharing, Heidi. The next question is never have I ever worked with someone who was in Sons. For me, this is a definite yes. I'm not going to be naming names because I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to do that. But the answer is yes, and that's all you need to know.
Same here. Yes, for sure. And then I feel bad because I do not know how to tell them nicely. Like on the outside, I'm like, "Hi, how are you? How are you? How are you having a good day?"
Yes. We love that. We love, not being mean to people because we're not about that here. But
Yes, spread positivity,
yes, but in private, you know,
but
we
in
can just
private
let our
tips.
thoughts, you know,
But
we
in
can just
private
let our
tips,
thoughts, we can just rage a little bit and then continue. Okay,
for
so
sure.
yes.
The last question is, never have I ever thrown something into a TV or computer screen. Me, no, because those are expensive, but I definitely have rage and threw things of lesser value into the air, into the ground, or smashed into something.
I love that. Things of lesser value into the air. An angry Heidi. I have not either. I don't know. I just these things are too valuable to me. They cost a lot of money, and I don't want to be damaging them. So yes, I agree. Throwing things of lesser value into the air. So Heidi, do you want to tell us our motivational quote before we leave?
Yes, so our motivational quote for today is, happiness is not something ready made. It comes by your own actions, not something ready made. It comes by your own actions. From Dalai Lama. So create your own happiness, guys. And if your happiness is doing painting, or if your happiness is listening to Fun Times with Dana and Heidi, do it.
As it should be. But
As it
everyone
should,
has
yes.
as it should be, or just like a fragment, a part. Your actions are going to dictate, your
Do it,
happiness in
as
the end.
Chloe and Halle said.
Yes, do it as Chloe and Halle. Stream Do It by Chloe and Halle on Spotify and Apple Music. I love them so much. Okay, so yes, that is all for today. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at FunTimesWDH. And that is all for today. Bye.
Bye bye, see you in 2 weeks.